It's buying a house or getting your kids to do their homework, or maybe your husband to fix something in the house. I threw that in. Everything is negotiable. So this morning we have expert negotiator Eldana Lewis-Fernandez. She's here to help us improve our skills to get what we want. Eldana, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So you have this book, Think Like a Negotiator. How did you even come about doing this before we get into the specifics?
Well, I'm a retired Air Force veteran. I was in the Air Force for 23 years as a contracts negotiator, and then another several years in the defense industry doing on the other side of the table.
How do you become an expert? Do you have to be trained to be an expert negotiator? Can anybody do this?
Anybody can do it. You just have to actually do negotiation. You have to actually drill your skills and get out there and do it to become good at negotiation.
Some might think that, oh, I can do this. I know how to negotiate, but they could be making a big mistake. If you could say that there was one thing that people do to mess up their negotiations, what would that be?
They don't prepare in advance. The time to prepare for the negotiation is not when you're sitting at the table like, okay, I got to think about what I'm going to negotiate about. You need to prepare in advance, find out something about the person you're discussing with, or find out something maybe about the company or the information, even going for a job interview, finding out something about the people that you're interviewing with.
One thing that people may be afraid of, when you do a negotiating, it's almost like you have to push the lines a little bit and then come back. How do you do that without really going over that boundary?
Negotiation does feel confrontational to some people.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah. But it's actually a discipline. You have to just get comfortable with that discomfort and just do it. And
how do you do that?
Well, I always say that the best place to go train your negotiation skills is go to a yard sale.
A yard sale?
A yard sale.
Oh, that's right. Because then you tell somebody, like, they say that you have to pay this much, and then you say I'm going to have to pay that much, and then, oh, I'm good at that.
Right. So you do that, and you get a lot of experience at that, and then you get more comfortable in the bigger negotiations.
Okay, let's talk about maybe a few things that maybe you at home can do to improve your negotiation skills, because some of the stuff is good and it might help you. So the first one, you say what? To project confidence through preparedness. What does that mean?
Well, that's about preparing in advance. When you're prepared in advance, like I was preparing for this interview, and I thought, well, what are the things I'm going to say? So I have confidence within myself because I've prepared and I've thought about the things I'm going to say.
Okay, so be prepared. The second one, you say, understand that everything is negotiable. Everything?
Everything.
Everything?
Everything's negotiable when you think like a negotiator.
Okay.
Even being willing to walk away is a negotiation strategy.
Oh, I love it. 3, you say create a strong foundation by building relationships first. What does that mean?
Well, we don't take the time to connect. We're in this microwave society. Everything's in a big hurry. You take the time to connect with somebody and build that know, like, and trust factor. Then you find an affinity, maybe something you have in common. It makes the business go a lot smoother because you trust that person.
I see. Okay, 4, this might be hard. Ask for what you want.
It is hard sometimes because we're not used to asking, and I say there's a fine line between manipulation and negotiation.
Okay.
You've got to ask instead of hint around. Just be direct and ask. The language of business is direct communication, and if you just ask for exactly what you want, you might get it.
Why are we so uncomfortable doing that?
Because people fear rejection. They don't like to be rejected. If you ask, you may get told no, so then you might have to figure out how to handle those. People don't like to be rejected, so learning how to overcome those objections is a great strategy as well.
This last one, I love this one. Use the power of silence. What is this about?
Stop talking. If you use the power of silence, if you can get comfortable with the discomfort of silence, you put your offer out there and you just get silent and wait for the other person to come back with something. Too many times we'll keep on talking, but if you just stop talking and let them think about it, then you can kind of continue and maybe come back with a different strategy.
Finally, you say document everything and really understand what you're signing.
Definitely. You have to read it. A lot of times people don't read it and they don't get it in writing. You have to make sure that you get that thing in writing, because what I think you said and what you think I said are usually two different things.
Okay. For the kids, just asking. If you won't get your kid to, like, eat broccoli or vegetables or get them to put their clothes on, how do you do that with a kid?
Well, you have to find out what's something that they really want. And, well, you know, if you eat this broccoli, later we can do this. Offer something that they want and make it kind of interesting for them.
Negotiation. I love it. This is really good stuff. So the book is Think Like a Negotiator. Eldana Lewis-Fernandez, thank you for stopping by. And if you want to get more information or get her book, you can go to foxeyesandiego.com. Click the Seat on tab. Let me introduce you to a negotiator. She's like a master in this.
No, I find it fascinating. There's a science and an art to it. I have schooled myself, read lots of books, talked to lots of experts just to get the 101 version. It's a skill.